Welcome friends to another video here on the channel. Today we got some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer action for you guys. Early gameplay. Of course, again, huge thanks to Activision and Infinity Ward flying me out to LA to be able to get hands on and capture this gameplay. I literally just realized after all of these videos I have done, I have not made a video on the Gunsmith. Now you may be familiar with the Gunsmith by now. You may have heard of it. If not, I'm going to kind of try to explain it with my own spin, if you will, in this video. So the Gunsmith is something that when you go into create a class, if you go to the right, there's a little icon right to the right of your of each class, and you go to the Gunsmith for the weapon you have selected on the class, and you can customize the weapon in great lengths and detail, if you will. There's just so many possibilities. There's so many different kinds of attachments and different kinds of customization options. This is where you're going to create what kind of weapon you want in very different ways, because one of the things you may have heard me say in previous videos is that you can turn the AK-47 into an AK-74U, or you can even turn it into an RPK, depending on what kind of mods you have on, things like that. And a lot of the stuff is going to be taking place in the Gunsmith. So in the Gunsmith, you have things like muzzle, lasers, optic, stock, rear grip, magazine, underbarrel, barrel, and a perk. Yeah, a perk for a gun as well. So all these different things switch up how you basically customize your weapon to have, you know, all these different kinds of stats, for example. So at the top left corner, you can actually see it says equipped 0 out of 5. So you can choose 5 of these attachments to equip. And when you go into one of them, for example, you know, let's say the muzzle, for example, there's a ton of different muzzles, right? There's a flash guard, there's a muzzle brake, there's a suppressor, a small suppressor, a compensator, and they all do different things. So for example, if we look at the compensator, you have the pros and you have the cons. So the pros would be that it has vertical recoil control, but the cons is that bullet velocity and idle sway control have been reduced. And so there's pros and cons to every single attachment that you put on. So you got to kind of outweigh what do you really want in your weapon. You know, what matters more to you for each attachment. You know, what do you want more? You want more accuracy? Do you want more control? Do you want a higher fire rate, but then you have less control? You know, most likely. Maybe you could balance out that less of control. So let's say you put up the fire rate, and then that brings your control down. You can maybe you know, balance out the control by adding, you know, a certain kind of grip to it or something. There's so many different possibilities in the Gunsmith. It's absolutely unreal. Again, with the scopes, you have so many different kinds of scopes. Again, we're looking at the M4A1 in this video, but you got the operator reflex sight. There's the aim op reflex sight. There's the APX5 holographic sight. There's a scout combat optic. I kind of skimmed through a lot of these very quickly to try to get a quick look at them really fast. So I apologize if the gameplay kind of goes really quick. I'll try to maybe take some stills of some of these things so you guys can kind of get a look. But for example, if you look at the APX5 holographic sight, aiming, one of the pros is aiming sight picture, but the cons is aim down sight speed. So it kind of reduces your aim down sight speed, and you can see that it actually drops your control a little bit, but it improves your accuracy and your range. So again, there's so many different possibilities in the Gunsmith. You know, like I said, there's different kinds of stock, right? There's a heavy stock, which the pros will increase or it'll better your idle sway control and aiming gun steadiness. But the cons is that it reduces your aim walking movement speed. You know, there's different things. There's a lightweight stock as well. So there's a heavy stock, but there's also lightweight stock. There's no stock, which again has, you know, both pros and cons to them as well. Obviously, no stock will make your gun lighter, so it'll improve your walking movement speed and your overall movement speed. But obviously, not having a stock will reduce your control on your gun and the steadiness when you shoot and aim. So there's just so many different possibilities in the Gunsmith. It's a really cool feature. Like I said before, there's approximately between 30 and 60 attachments for every single weapon, which is absolutely unreal. That is a lot. That is more than we have ever seen ever. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Like, you could spend so many hours just customizing your weapons and fine-tuning them with the amount of attachments there are in this game. It's just it's crazy how deep, how in-depth the customization is in this game. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in any game before. If you guys have seen a game with this kind of customization, an FPS game, let me know, but I can't think of one off the top of my head, man. This is crazy. So some of the smaller guns like pistols and stuff would have usually around 30 attachments on average, and then some of the the more primary weapons would have closer to like the 60 attachments on average. So that's kind of how that works for the most part. But yeah, there's just like I said, there's just so many different options you can choose from. Like I said before, you can turn they're telling us that you could turn AK-47 into an AK-74U, because there's different kinds of like mods or whatever to change the caliber of your weapon. So it's not just like it looks like the AK-74U. At that point, it would actually be firing like the AK-74U, because again, you're changing the caliber, of the weapon. And again, the AK-74 the AK-47 can also be turned into the RPK depending on what kind of mods and like attachments, things like that you put on it. So so many possibilities. I just wonder what other possibilities there's going to be. And that's the thing too, right? Is let's say you take the base weapons that we get at launch, right? Let's hypothetically, I don't know, I'm just spitballing a random number. Do not quote me on this number. It's a complete random number. Let's hypothetically say there's like 30 weapons in the game. I don't know exactly how many weapons are going to be in the game. I don't even know how many weapons were in the game when we played it. I didn't bother counting. But let's hypothetically just throw 30 out there for sake of argument. If you can change certain weapons to be other weapons, like the AK-47, you can use attachments and mods to turn into AK-74U, and you can also turn it into RPK, then how many more weapon possibilities are there going to be in the game beyond what we just have at the base game, right? Like, if the AK-47 is in the game, but the AK-74U isn't, but then you could turn the AK-47 into the AK-74U, then there's an extra gun technically in the game in a way, depending on how you modify the AK-47, right? Like, maybe not in the same way as if it was an actual base gun, but still, it's pretty much an AK-74U essentially, right? So if there's 30 games hypothetically in the base game, and you can modify different weapons to become other weapons, like I said, then theoretically there's going to be more than hypothetically 30 weapons, right? That's a lot of theoreticals and hypotheticals, but you know what I mean. The point is that I just can't imagine how many more possibilities there's going to be. I said it before. I hope that either the Model 680 shotgun or any kind of other shotgun, I hope there's ways to turn them into the Model 1887s from MW2, because those were some of the craziest shotguns. Throw on a Kimbo and then bam, that's just like crazy. That's just crazy, man. We're going back in the day. I remember using those, getting friggin' nukes, just kind of chilling in a corner, waiting for people to come around the corner. Boom! Oh, dude, it was good. It was good times. I don't know if you guys ever played MW2 back in the day. I know some of you guys are probably younger. Maybe you haven't played it, or some of you guys, do remember those days. But those are the glory days, man. Those are really good weapons. And if you guys know, you know. You just know. You know what I mean? You just know. And so, I don't know, man. Exciting stuff. I'm hoping. I don't know. Like I said, in our base game, there were certain weapons that we did not see. Like, for example, the Scar, I don't think was in the game, if I remember correctly. I really hope that's in the game. The intervention and stuff. But again, let's say like the intervention's not in the game, for example, right? Or any similar, remake of it. Maybe there's another sniper that you can mod to turn it essentially into an intervention. That's what I mean. It's like, even if once the game comes out, there's certain weapons we don't see, there could very well be ways to mod your weapon with attachments that can turn it into other guns that are not actually in the game as a base weapon. So anyways, there's just a lot of possibilities. I'm super excited for the game. I can't wait to finally see every single weapon that's going to be in the game, kind of, play around with Gunsmith in the final version of the game when the game finally launches later this year. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments section below. Again, I just wanted to cover Gunsmith in this video, kind of let you guys know what it's all about, and let you guys know my thoughts on it. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. This is crazy, man. Infinity Ward, you guys are outdoing yourselves, man. For real. Like, this is legit. This is huge. So, a lot of good stuff coming this year in Call of Duty. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, smash like, subscribe, comment, share, and all that awesome stuff. I'll catch you guys very soon in yet another video. Like always, until then, game on.